Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to special Orthojoke of Ekattor television. Ekattor will talk to Gramophone CEO today because the 21 years company is the same age of Bangladesh mobile telecom history, and they have completed 21st anniversary, and this is a great thing and great achievement for them and Bangladesh also. And we'll talk with him about the telecom sector of Bangladesh and the present and future everything. Patrick Foley, the CEO of Gramophone in Bangladesh, and welcome to your viewers. Welcome to Ekattor.
Thank you so very much.
Foley, this is a great thing that 21 years is a long time, and they were the first company, the first organization to provide the mobile telecom to Bangladesh. Congratulations from Ekattor television.
You're very kind. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing adventure for us. 21 years. Can you imagine? A whole lifetime here already, living the ups and downs of the history of Bangladesh, being part of its growth and helping it grow. It's a really humbling experience, and our employees are very proud.
What is observation from the head office of Telenor and the other side of global about this achievement? I think that this is the biggest operation in the world in Bangladesh. What is your observation from the head office? And
it's the biggest operation in the world, and it's the first operation we entered into in Asia.
Yeah.
And it was almost like an aid project coming to Bangladesh to help create a real mobile operator. And we fell in love with Asia. We fell in love with Bangladesh. We fell in love with the Bangladeshi people. And they like us too. We now have, from 0 customers 21 years ago, we're blessed with over 67 million customers.
67 million
today.
Is more than many middle-sized countries' entire population.
Well, it's true. I'm Canadian. It's almost twice the population of Canada.
Yeah.
It's an amazing exercise when you think about it. We have to be very humble. The success is a Bangladeshi success story. You know, I'm an expatriate. I'm a Canadian. But we have literally a handful of expatriates in the company and 2,400 other employees who have built this and contributed to the success of Bangladesh. They're all Bangladeshis. They're very proud of this business and of the service that they bring to their citizens and to their economy. So for me, it's an immensely humbling experience to have to work with these incredible young people who want to build a better nation. And they do it through providing telecommunication services.
Another thing, it's a milestone that you are talking with me in a time when 4G is now reality. But in the first time when you launched or the other mobile operator launched 4G, there were some disappointments among the customers for not good service or the delayed service. Why? Were there not enough preparation for 4G?
Well, we had 3G for about 3 years.
Yeah.
And 3G is a good experience, but the real data experience, the real enabling of the Bangladeshi economy comes with 4G. And after years of work and really hard work over the previous 6 months, the government of Bangladesh was able to deliver on this promise to launch 4G in Bangladesh. And by the end of this year, a very large proportion of the population of Bangladesh, a large proportion of the businesses in Bangladesh, the schools in Bangladesh, the universities in Bangladesh will be covered with 4G services. That helps the economy, the people, the schools, the hospitals to be more effective, to provide better services, to be more competitive locally, and for the economy to be more competitive globally. 4G is the infrastructure upon which we build digital Bangladesh. And it's an important piece. And we have all as an industry, the 3-4 operators are literally spending hundreds of millions of dollars in order to do that as a first step this year.
You know, what is your estimation by the end of this year? How many of your Gramophone customers will have the 4G enabled sets? Because this is reality, this is very requirement.
The sets are important, the sets are coming down in price. Let me explain it in a slightly different way.
What?
In Dhaka, 14% of our customers already had a 4G handset in Dhaka.
Okay.
So when we launched 4G, these customers this year will move over to the 4G network automatically. They represent almost 50%, half of the traffic that we have, the data traffic, the usage of data in Dhaka. When we move them over to 4G, 3G service will be very much improved, and they will have a fantastic 4G service. So we expect to cover 4,800 sites across the country, about half our sites, mostly in the urban areas, by June or July. And then we will assess, make sure everything works properly, and then decide if we move further and how fast we move further. But remember, for 3G, we covered almost the whole country. Over 90% of the population of the country is covered with 3G.
Okay.
So we will move 4G out gradually as well in order to meet the needs of a customer.
Oh, you are telling about the data.
Yeah.
Data is a very exciting thing for Bangladesh and the world also. How you see the pattern of data consumption, behavior of data consumption of Bangladeshi mobile users?
The same as everywhere else in the world. If data speeds are available, people will consume. And for the first time in February this year, we passed 1 petabyte per day, which is 1,000 megabytes per day in traffic.
Okay.
And that continues to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow every day. And we are at the very beginning of the digital revolution in Bangladesh. 3G 4 years ago, 4Gs today. The future will be only growth and expansion and new services, government, private sector, public sector, in order to develop a competitive digital-based economy here in Bangladesh, in order to create new jobs, new opportunities for young people, new things for you and I to do, not so young, and a wonderful opportunity.
We are. You also.
At heart, at least, we're young,
Yeah.
and to create fantastic opportunities for the economy to continue to grow at the incredible pace it's been growing. Now, this is a country where the economy has grown by 6.3% per year on average over the last 10 years. For that to continue and for us to be competitive, 4G has to be a massive success. And that's our job as a set of all our telecommunication operators, not just Gramophone, but Robi Airtel and Banglalink and Teletalk. We all have to be successful in launching 4G for the country.
Okay, Foley, we'll come back to you after a break. Viewers, we're talking to Foley about the Bangladesh Telecom and present and future, everything about the Bangladesh Telecom sector. We'll come back to him again after a break. Viewers, we're talking with Michael Foley, the CEO of Gramophone, the largest telecom network provider in the country and one of the largest in the world. Foley, again, we're excited hearing the pattern and the consumption data pattern of the to data again. What is your observation? What sort of contents are Bangladeshi mobile telecom users consuming from data platform?
Well, again, not much different than the rest of the world. They consume for telecommunications purposes and they consume for entertainment purposes. There's a lot of entertainment content available. In fact, we have a product called Bioscope, which is going to be the Netflix, but in Bangla. And that's growing like crazy right now. We want to serve it through our partner all around the world so that we can provide Bangla content to Bangladeshi or Bangla-speaking populations anywhere in the world. But here it's growing too. So entertainment, work-based stuff, education-based stuff. The consumption is about this. And growing now with 4G, I think we'll see more gaming. Online gaming happening. Happening with the young people who, and some of the less young people.
My kids are very almost addicted.
I like to game. So with 4G, it'll be much more effective. And I think it's going to be a wonderful experience to see the opportunities offered to entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs and others who want to create services now to come onto the network. Our job is not to create all the services. Our job, we may create some services here and there, but our job is to provide the platform through which people can deliver services, make sure they're quality services, get paid for it, and actually create platforms for innovation in the country.
Okay, this is a good thing that your commitment for the developing the platform. You know, you are telling about the young people of Bangladesh. You are telling about the entrepreneurship. This is very much discussed about in recent times. People are more spirit, having more spirit about the entrepreneurship. How the government and the other stakeholders, the society, can energize or inspire the young generation to use more and more the digital platform for entrepreneurship? How?
Well, I think it's fair to say, living in a large city like Dhaka,
Yeah.
we're at the center of innovation, startup economy, entrepreneurship, digital economy for Bangladesh. You have to give credit where credit is due. The government, the ICT advisor, the minister, the ICT section have done a great job in fostering the birth of a great digital entrepreneurship culture. This beautiful building that you're in today
Yeah.
hosts many, many events. We
Yeah.
love doing this, bringing these people into the building to show their story, tell their story, present their projects, get judged on their projects, get funding. We do this here in this building because it is good for our company, but it's also good for the country. And there is a fantastic entrepreneurial class in Bangladesh. It existed well before the digital age. It's what's built this nation, and it will continue to grow and accelerate with digital Bangladesh and the digital age and 4G.
Oh, you are seeing many opportunities, many good things for entrepreneurship. But you are a Canadian, you have experience from many different countries, Pakistan, Bulgaria also. And based on that experience, what barriers you find for Bangladeshi young entrepreneurs in country now?
Yeah, the barriers are the same. It could be in a developing nation or in a developed nation, so-called. Young people need mentorship, they need tools, they need a location, they need training, they need funding, they need encouragement, they need a capital market that allows people to invest in these businesses. And all these issues are, and they need infrastructure like 4G, 3G, fiber optic lines and so on to be able to deliver the products that they're creating. And they need a chance to succeed and encouragement. So when you create an ecosystem for, like the Digital Bangladesh ecosystem that the government's working on, part of the paper written initially by the ICT advisor, you need all these things. And each player in society plays its role. We're a very big player in society. We have this immense role, this immense responsibility, which we take very seriously. So we need to develop our own skills as a company in delivering services, and we need to deliver the skills of our young entrepreneurs. And this is why we do so much work in this area in the company, because it's good for the country and it's good for my company as well.
What is your observation or your demand? You know, the national budget is coming. After 2 months, the government will declare the new budget for the country. And people always say that what the telecom operators are demanding. What is your demand? What is your suggestion from the telecom industry?
Listen, I have, I'll mention only one. And this is not the industry, this is just us, because we haven't consulted as an industry yet on what we would do. I will never plead for lower corporate taxes. I will never make that plea. We're profitable and we should pay taxes on that profit, and we are one of the largest taxpayers, if not the largest taxpayer in the country. My father once said to me, Michael, I hope you get to pay a lot of taxes. And I said, why? He says it means you're successful and you're honest. So we don't mind paying a lot of taxes. Where I think the government should encourage Digital Bangladesh is to remove consumer taxes on data services for the next 5 years. Remove consumer taxes on data services and handsets for the next 5 years. That's not money in my pocket. That's more users, more data, more digital Bangladesh, more incentive, a more rapidly growing economy, a more rapidly growing digital economy, and it'll pay off.
Government will say this is a huge business, we will lose money, how can we compensate?
But the problem is you will compensate, because the faster the digital economy grows, the faster the overall economy grows. It is of course there's a short-term loss, but if your digital economy grows fast, the overall revenue for the government will grow faster. Even if you take away taxes on data services. It's an idea. I think you have to be bold. Digital Bangladesh will not happen only through good intentions. There's a lot of investment happening in the government side to digitize their services in the government. There's a lot of investment happening on the business side. I think we need to make a bold step and make the services tax-free on the consumer side. We will probably make more money too, but half of whatever I take goes back to the government of Bangladesh in one form or another.
Interim break, a lot of opportunity in the future.
Sure.
Foley, I will come back to again after another break.
Sure.
We're talking to Michael Foley about the Bangladesh Telecom Industry, Gramophone, present and future of Bangladesh Telecom Services and Industry. We'll come back again and another break. Viewers, we are again to Michael Foley. We are again on telecom industry because he's telling exciting data and exciting information. Foley, I'm really delighted to hear a lot of things, and definitely my viewers also. What is your observation of the Bangladesh? Bangladesh is really from LDC, from the lower middle income country. It's a great achievement for Bangladesh. Bangladeshi farmers, Bangladeshi workers, Bangladeshi rickshaw pullers, everyone did this economy, not the government only. What is your observation?
You know, I've got a couple of observations. If you I'm a consumer, and I have been for all my life, a consumer of Western media. If you believe everything you see about Western media, especially about South Asia, you would never come here. When you come here and you see the reality of how things work, how industrious people are, the results that they seek, the ambitions they have for themselves or for their children, the nation they want to build, the nation they want to grow, you see a whole different view of the possibilities for investment in a country like Bangladesh. Investors often make the mistake of looking at the headlines and forgetting about the potential for the bottom line. If you think about the potential for the bottom line and visit Bangladesh, you will find a place incredibly ripe for investment. There are real challenges. I live them every day as an investor. There are challenges with the tax authorities and regulators, but those are part of doing business. Everybody that I work with wants to create a better nation. We disagree with them sometimes, but they want to create a better nation. So when I think about the graduation you just spoke about now, what an incredible accomplishment. But look at what has happened here. I'm not a politician. I don't understand politics in Bangladesh as much as I should, but I can tell you one thing. When you have 6.3% on average year-over-year growth of the economy over 10 years, this is the result. And it's not finished. The result will continue. Now we're thinking about, we'll be putting a satellite in orbit to create a whole new industry. There's going to be more growth in data services. And we don't agree with all the policies that happen in the country. We shouldn't. But we have a voice to talk to the government about the things that we disagree with. But on the whole, what an incredible accomplishment. In 10 years, the quality of life is increasing. Quality of services is increasing. You see infrastructure projects all over the city. That's important stuff. It means something to the life of every Bangladeshi. And we need to play our role as a very large player in society. My company, I have to help my company play a constructive role in continuing that 6.3% growth or more for the next decade, so that the objectives to become a middle income nation are met on time or before that. And a big part of that is the Sustainable Development Goals. This is the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
Fantastic.
And this country is as committed or more committed than any other country on the globe to the Sustainable Development Goals. Bangladesh did a fantastic job on the Millennium Goals.
Yeah, MDZ, they did we did very good, and definitely we will do good in SDG.
And I think you're going to do well as well. We're going to do well. I'm going to be here. We're going to try and help to do well on SDGs as well.
But you know, the sustainability requires value addition. Sustainability requires the responsibility to environment and society. Do you think in that part, the value addition, the skill of human resources, and the responsibility to the environment, responsibility to the society, we are in right place?
Well, first of all, the skill set is available in Bangladesh. There's 160 million people here. You don't have to go very far to find an expert in anything. So I think that's the expertise thing. We continue to work with the schools. Schools continue to develop. They churn out excellent candidates and excellent graduates. And we're working now with schools to create better curricula around business. Environmental issues are critically important. Global warming is a key threat, existential threat for parts of Bangladesh. We need to continue to lead in that area. Our company focuses on SDG number 10, which is reducing inequalities. Reducing inequalities.
Okay.
Making people more equal. So when you provide a handset to somebody, you give them access to education and trade and security and information and democracy. Handset telecommunication services is one of the great equalizers. It brings people into the economy and into society more completely. And all the things that we do now focus on SDG 10. Telecoms for women, women's equality, all these issues. We focus like a laser beam on everything we do on SDG 10.
What is your suggestion to business leaders and to our politicians to manage future Bangladesh well?
Oh, okay. I am very careful about giving advice to politicians. Other business people I give advice to. Politicians have an incredibly difficult job. I could never be a politician. Governing is extremely difficult. And so I don't pretend to give leadership advice to politicians. They're already out there sacrificing a lot to lead. But for business leaders, I have a very simple thing. Be humble, listen to your team, develop your people, let others lead, give them space to lead, and guide them. You do not have to be on your horse. You have to be up front, you have to be with your people, you have to be in the field, but humility is an important part of leadership. The second thing is be courageous, take the risks, bring the company where it's uncomfortable to go. And if you can do those two things, a little bit of humility and a little bit of courage at the same time, I think you can do great things. I have the best job in the world. I have to get to manage this great engine of the economy. I have 2,500 collaborators who work with me every day who are driven to create a better Bangladesh. And I guide them, I provide them with some strategy, I train them, I develop them, I let them lead. And for me, it is an incredible joy to make this contribution that I can to bring services to people who badly need them. So I'm really a very lucky man.
Thank you very much, Michael Foley, and it is very fantastic experience for me hearing such good answers and such good observation about Bangladesh. Thank you very much, and thank you from Ekattor.
My pleasure, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Take care. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Viewers, Michael Foley was with us, and he delivered many good deliveries about Bangladesh. Not deliveries, observation, suggestion, and the present and the future of Bangladesh. I think Bangladesh stakeholders, society, in politics, and telecom and businesses should follow his observations, should follow his suggestion. Thank you very much. Thank you again.